Hello and welcome to this 996 video. We're going to have a look at the numerology surrounding the 9th of September 2022 because it's actually some very big energy. So I just wanted to take a look at that with you all so we can see what this portal is actually bringing us this year, because it's actually bringing a huge potential for manifestation, which I think I already touched on in my weekly forecast because I was picking it up but I hadn't really gone deeper into the numerology. So I wanted to share that all with you today. So let's dive on in. So I'm just going to write out the date. We've got 9, my handwriting's weird, 2022. Okay, so this is the date we're looking at on Friday. So we're looking at the 9th of the 9th, 2022. So first of all, the 9th day of the 9th month gives us an 18. So we're just going to bring that number into play. And then we know we're in a number 6 year because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So we're in a 6 year. 9 plus 6 gives us 15. So we've got 15 energy coming in here as well. But when we add up all of the numbers from the date, it actually gives us 24, 6, which is a master builder number. It's all about manifesting, which is why it's such a really exciting energy for September the 9th. So I just wanted to take a look at this because it feels to me the symbolism that I've been seeing in my own life, because that is one of the ways that our higher self or God or spirit or, you know, our angels communicate with us is very much through numerology, through numbers in our environment. And I noticed today before I recorded this video that I had 321 subscribers. Interesting, it's actually gone down 2 and then back up 1 again, but 321. So it feels like a divine countdown is what I want to say. It's like we've got 3, 2, 1, go. So what's coming next? Well, I don't know, but there's definitely something happening. This is definitely a big energy shift. And I noticed as well my intro video, which I have on the front page of my YouTube channel, has 111 views today. So 3, 2, 1 being a countdown, 1, 1, 1 being very divine and angelic. This is a divine countdown right now. This is what's happening. We're counting down to something very big. And I'm hearing from a lot of people who are struggling physically at the moment. The energy is very tiring. Chrissy was talking about this in her latest video over on her channel, Zeta Refuki. And I'm actually feeling a lot of those things. I'm feeling very tired, a bit out of sorts, like I can't do too much or do as much as I would like to do, having to take naps in the afternoon, which is not like me at all. So if you're feeling any of those strange symptoms, don't worry, it's just some very big energy that we have to deal with here. So we're just going to look in a little bit more detail to find out exactly what all this means. So I'm also brought in some tarot cards just to sort of illustrate some of the numbers because I thought that would be fun. And there is, of course, a significance of numerology in tarot. Tarot is very connected to numerology, and it is something that we study as well when we study numerology. It's difficult to do one without the other in the system that I work with because they're so connected, so mixed. So I also I don't have any crystals on the table today, but you might notice I have my Shiva Lingam stone, which is a very sacred stone, not actually crystalline at all. This is a stone from India, I believe, but it's a very sacred stone. The Shiva Lingam represents masculine and feminine energies combined and in balance. It's a stone of manifesting, it's a stone of fertility, it's a stone of bringing the unseen into the seen and also being incredibly balanced with it, which is exactly what we need when we're manifesting. So it seems ideal that this one wanted to come out to play today. So let's just pop her over here. Okay, so let's dive on into the numbers first of all. So we are on a number 9 day and a number 9 month. Okay, so that is particularly significant because 9 is all about ending a cycle. And it's really interesting because a video came up in my Instagram feed about, I think it's a motivational speaker who teaches about business and success, and they were saying about how people get really scared when they reach a 9 year, like a 29 going on to 30, 39 going on to 40, 49 going on to 50. People get very scared and think, oh, I haven't achieved enough and I'm about to reach this landmark. And I don't know that the person realised just how accurate they are, because 9 is the end of a cycle. It goes on to 10, which is the next number cycle, and there can be a lot of fear associated with 9. It can make us very anxious about what is to come. We can feel nervous about, well, we know change is coming and we got used to numbers 1 to 9, but we're not ready for the next cycle. We have no idea what that brings, or 0 to 9 perhaps. But it is Hermit energy, so there can be a lot of wisdom in nines. They can be incredibly wise. It can be what we've learned from this cycle that we're going to take into the next phase with us. There can even be a little bit of arrogance there if the number 9 is out of balance, if we're out of balance. And by that I mean if we have unhealed trauma, unhealed pain and suffering within us, we can be arrogant. We can think that we know everything. You see this perhaps in... with certain people who call themselves gurus, who maybe shouldn't, or within organised religion, there's this arrogance of, oh no, I know better than you do. I've done all of this study. I've read all of these books. Therefore, you see it in academia, that this real arrogant 9 energy. So, and there can also be almost a belief that nothing will change when we get to 9. No, I know everything. I've done it all. Nothing can surprise me anymore. There's almost a denial of the reality that we're going to reach 10. We're going to go to 10, like it or not. It's going to happen. There's almost like this denial, like, no, nothing's ever going to happen. So we can get stuck in very dogmatic patterns, old-fashioned patterns. We can be very arrogant, very unwilling to change, very unwilling to compromise or try something new. So that is the energy that we will be noticing around the 9th of September every year. That's always going to be around this portal. Now 9 plus 9 brings us to 18. So 18 in the tarot, I'm going to show you because it's fun. I have picked out 3 of my animal tarot decks because why not? This is the Tower of the Cat people, 18, the moon. This is Megan, oh goodness, I should have written a name down. Megan Lynn Cott's cat tarot, of course. It was going to have a cat. I know you guys are missing Bedford and he's asleep downstairs, so I couldn't bring him in. And this is actually Lisa Parker's tarot. So very cute little pictures coming in with animals. Just sort of like a visual representation of number 18 and some of the aspects of that number. But number 18 is all about shadow. It's a lot about looking at the hidden aspects of self, the bits that we can only see in the moonlight or that we can't see because we can't see well enough in the moonlight. These animals can see absolutely fine in the moonlight, but we as human beings can't. And it is about... I feel very much about healing hidden aspects of self. This is about alchemizing shadow. This is about being radically honest about what we need to do, what we need to change in our beliefs, what we need to look at, sort out, declutter, clear out. What are we not doing right now? And it is a very, very good day to actually be honest, to do some of that healing work. Now, next we have the month and the year. We've got this 15, this devil energy coming in here. I'm just going to show you the devil card from my 3 decks because, again, that's quite fun. Okay, we have the Tower of the Cat people. The cat tarot, the devil is a dog. And then the devil from Lisa Parker's tarot. So these are quite fun cards. Now, the devil is a very interesting one because devil energy, as I was talking about in the weekly forecast this week, if you haven't watched it, I will link to that above. It's a very interesting, it can be a real trickster energy, but it's the trickster that teaches us things. It can catch us out and it can make us go into our ego where we blame everybody else for everything and we insist that we didn't do anything wrong. But the truth is we always have a part in everything. Even if we, are caused suffering by somebody else, we still had a part in that. We still made choices. What could we have done differently? And what we can learn from the devil energy is actually to take full responsibility and not to fall into shame, blame, pointing fingers. And that includes shaming ourselves as well. It's not necessary. How can we be more honest about this? How can we be pragmatic? And it's interesting that the Lisa... Oh, the dog's going for a Burton. The Lisa Parker Tarot. We actually have a beautiful wolf here as the devil card. Now, I think this is a really interesting representation of the devil energy and of the number 15 energy, because 15 pushes us to make a choice. It pushes us to be accountable for our actions, and 15 reduces to 6, and 6 is all about choices. But what I find interesting is it is this trickster. It's a very dangerous animal. Wolves are very, very dangerous animals. They can kill us. They're one of the few animals on Earth that actually pose a threat to human beings, but they are very wise, and it comes through with this intense teacher energy as well, with this beautiful pentagram behind him. He is a teacher, but he's also a trickster teacher. So you need to watch him or he'll have you for dinner. Okay, he will teach you very, very powerful lessons, but if you don't watch it, he will eat you up. So it's a challenging energy. It's probably the most challenging energy for us to deal with, being accountable for our own actions. You know, when we have 18 and 15 together, we're being asked to be very, very honest about what we're doing, to be accountable for our actions. And so those two energies are coming into play here as well on this day, on the 9th of September. So what it leads us all to, and as I've talked about in many different videos before now, I will link above to one of the ones about twos this year, because it is very, very strong two energy that's coming in. And it's interesting that we've got 2 9s. So again, you could say that's another 2 because we've got 2 9s. So, but 2022, 2 is such an emotional number. It has this need for balance. It can go to extremes. It can be very, very stressful, very difficult to deal with. So again, it can have this very challenging energy to deal with. All of these numbers can be extremely challenging. I mean, 9 we don't normally associate so much with being challenging. That tends to be quite a nice energy as long as it's balanced. But 18 and 15 is so hard to deal with. Okay, and you know, all of these 2s can be very, very difficult. They can be quite troublesome when they all appear together, because their energy kind of takes over and we can get very emotional, very unstable, feeling very frustrated or anxious or not knowing what to do. So our numbers from today's date add up to 24/6. Now, 24/6, this is some big energy. This is a master builder number. Just going to write that there. Master builder. Which means it has huge potential for manifesting, for growth, for positive change, for actually creating what we want. This is fantastic news. And it's interesting as well that it culminates in 6, which is the number for this year. Okay, so it's almost like it's trying to show us the potential for this year is actually master builder energy, which is, yes, we really can create the future. We really can make big, big changes. We can manifest all of the things that we want. We can create this new world that we want. And I'll tell you now, the dark powers are fully aware of this. Okay, they are fully capitalizing on the numerology as well as the astrology right now. You know, they keep an eye on all of this stuff, which is one of the reasons they probably tell us it doesn't exist in school and it's not real. Of course, it's bloody real. But 6 energy, it is about the choice, but it's the number of the heart as well, the divine heart. It's very, very powerful energy. And it is about inspiration and matter leading us to our heart's desire. Okay, so inspiration, the idea, and then bringing it into matter on that very grounded 4, taking us to our heart's desire, taking us to that balanced, open, loving heart where we can cooperate with others, where we can help others, when we can heal others, we can heal the world. We can create this beautiful world of understanding, peace, harmony, where we can ascend to higher levels. And this is what the 9 is encouraging us to do. It's going, go on, take the step. Go to 10. Go on, I dare you. I'm just going to show you the cards for number 6 from my packs as well, because these are really beautiful. That's from the Tarot for Cat People, from the Cat Tarot, and then this lovely wolf here from Lisa Parker. It's interesting because 6 energy isn't necessarily straightforward. I mean, the Lovers sounds great, doesn't it? In theory, think, oh yeah, that's great, but is it though? It is about choices. It is about personal responsibility. It is absolutely about the heart, because number 6 is all about the heart, the sacred chalice. But it does require self-reflection. You know, we have this sort of Red Riding Hood figure and a wolf here. You know, we still have to be careful with 6. We can't throw caution to the wind. We have to be aware of what we're doing. We have to keep our energy balanced, like the cats are trying to show us, to keep it in harmony, so that we can be happy, so that we can be okay. So again, it doesn't lead us to make bad choices, choices from ego, choices from fear, choices from codependency, you know, choices from, well, yeah, I know government isn't ideal, but you know what? We don't have any other choices, so we're just going to have to vote another one in, and that's how we'll fix things. Really? Just going to ask that question. Really? Is that really going to work? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Isn't that, I don't know, the definition of madness? And I'm going to show you the number 9s as well, because I've talked about these extensively and I haven't shown you the cards yet. So number 9 in the tarot is the Hermit. Okay, so I really love these cards here because they do show the Hermit energy so beautifully, and they're all cats as it happens. The Lisa Parker one's this beautiful cat as well, this beautiful mystical magical wise cat wearing his little pentagram. He's obviously, you know, a witch's familiar. He knows his stuff. He's got his little candle in the window there, watching, observing the moon, maybe waiting for somebody to come in, maybe summoning some spirits. He's very, very wise. He knows what he's doing. But he's behind a window as well. He's a little bit separate from the world. And then this hermit, and it shows the fear that the hermit can have. Yes, he knows all about his paper bag and he's fine in there. But hermit energy doesn't like to be moved out of its comfort zone. 9 can bring fear of moving on to 10. I have to move to 10? Oh no, I don't know anything about that. I'm an expert here, but I don't want to go there because I'll be a beginner again. So he's showing in his little face there, his frightened little face. He does show the fear aspect of number 9. And then, of course, we have the wise old hermit with all of his cats. This will be me in 20 years' time, although hopefully not looking like a man. But, you know, that's what I'm aiming for. In a cave, maybe, you know, could happen. But that is sort of a visual representation there of the numbers through the tarot, which is one of the aspects of the meanings of these beautiful numbers. And I would encourage you to just sort of take a moment and look at them, gaze at them, see what messages come out for you here as well, because there's always going to be another aspect of the message, another dimension of the message that's just for you that comes through. So always pay attention. So all in all, I mean, you know, what I'm seeing for Friday for this 9-9 portal this year, which is a 996. So we're just going to write that out. So we've got 996. There we go. Sorry, Shiva Lingam, you sit there. This 996 energy, that's very, very powerful numbers. I mean, 9 and 6 are very, very interesting numbers in numerology. I won't go into too much detail about why, but they are really quite unique. 3, 6 and 9 are extremely unique numbers. 3, 6 and 9 are used for manifesting. You might have heard about Tesla's techniques for manifesting with those numbers. They are very special, very magical. So yes, it is a very, very interesting day. And I also want to draw your attention to the fact that 996, now in England, if you happen to know, live in the UK, our telephone number for the emergency services is 999. Okay, we are currently 3 away from 999, and that feels significant. As I was saying, 3, 6 and 9 are these very important, very powerful numbers that help to create our reality. We are 3 away from 999, and my guides really wanted to point that out to me. They wanted me to talk about this. Now in 3 years' time on this day, so that will be in 2025, we are going to be on a 999 portal. Okay, so we need to hurry up before we reach that point of emergency. That is very, very much a point where we need to be ready for that energy. It feels like we have to prepare for something very big, energetic that's happening on that day. It feels like we must be ready for it, and our future absolutely depends on it in 2025. So I just want to bring that energy in. And I mean that on a very sort of big theme. I don't mean as in on a personal level necessarily, you know, that this means that we need to be energetically, spiritually, within our soul being ready for this energy coming in on 999. And it's important that we do it now because we're still 3 years away. So we have this beautiful numerology that is really going to support us and help us to do that. So the potential we have here with 24/6, with 996, to me, the overall message for the 9th of September is Master Builder. It's create, manifest, grow, design, love, evolve. Okay, this is all about our ascension. This is all about the evolution of humankind. This is all about us reaching where we actually want to go, where our soul wants to take us, where God wants us to go, where the star beings are trying to encourage us to go. They're trying to lead us forwards. They're trying to say, come on, you can do this, cheering us on. And I just wanted to pull a couple of cards here. I've taken these from the Messages of Light, the Secret Language of Light, which is one of my favourite for spiritual messages. I'm just going to move Shiva Lingam over there. So I pulled these earlier. So 44, expansion. Okay. And 25, manifestation. Now when I pulled this one, I laughed out loud because it's so cheeky. So cheeky. It's exactly what I've been talking about, manifestation. Yes, this is a big manifestation portal. If there are things you need to create, want in your future, want to change, want to grow, this is the day to do it. Do the magic spell, do the ceremony, do the prayer, do the meditation, whatever it is you need to do. Do it around this day or on this day. Leverage the 9th hour if that's, if that resonates for you, the 3rd hour, the 6th hour, the 9th hour. You can bring even more power in by using the hours within the day, not just the day itself. And then 44 expansion. So 44 is very, very grounded energy. I've said before, it's almost a bit like a slap in the face with a wet kipper, because it brings everything into real life, into grounded reality. So it's about manifesting and pulling this divine, powerful energy to us. I don't want to say down to us, because we're actually ascending to a higher level in order to obtain it, in order to reach it, in order to connect with it. We're not pulling anything down. We are actually reaching up to it. We are expanding ourselves to the point where we can access these higher levels of knowledge, these higher spiritual energies, which are there to help us to grow, to evolve, so that we can reach this beautiful golden era of peace. It almost looks like heaven up here, and that is where we're going ultimately, and that is, kind of the point of this lifetime, which is what the big world religions have been trying to tell us, through a lot of dogma and a lot of allegory, which we may sometimes misunderstand or misinterpret for our own personal gain and financial business model. Anyway, but 44, it's about the expansion, the spiritual expansion of the human race, of humanity. This is what we're here to do now. This is basically what the day's energy is all about. 9th of September, huge manifesting day, hugely expansive day. I'm aware that the Schumann resonance has been doing some strange things recently. That's an interesting one to look into if that resonates for you. Take some time on Friday the 9th, or look at what happens to you if you're watching this retrospectively. Take a look at what happened to you. Take a look at how you felt. Energetically, what's going on? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling strange symptoms, or things that I would call ascension symptoms, where we feel out of sorts, maybe half in this world, half out of it? Maybe we feel like we don't belong, or we feel strangely emotional. We can't describe how we feel, or we just feel odd, tired, exhausted, ill, all of these things can really be symptoms of, ascension symptoms, for want of a better word. So it's a very, very interesting day. I would say make the most of this energy, because it's a very, very special one. Do what you can with it. Do as much as you can with it, or as much as you want to do with it, as much as you are drawn to do with it. Of course, it's not compulsory. You don't have to do anything at all if you don't want to, other than observe what's going on around you. I would also notice if any of these numbers, so 9, 15, 6, 18, 2, and 24/6, if any of these actually show up in your day, that would be very interesting. And that could again be a higher aspect of yourself or your spirit guides trying to get your attention, trying to show you something, trying to prove something to you with some synchronicity or serendipity, trying to bring that in there. Maybe if you're doubting yourself, doubting your abilities, or even doubting that the universe is trying to work with you, and that you are genuinely tapping into these energies, because there is so much doubt that comes through on number 9. It's such a spiritual number. It is the wise man kind of number, but the wise man also doubts himself. He has fear for the future, and that doubt is very noticeable. I think everybody who works in any kind of psychic, spiritual field, we always have a little bit of doubt within us, and I think that's normal, because we all have human egos, and doubt is always a part of our reality, whether we particularly want it to be or not. And I remember a medium who trained me one of the mediums who trained me in the spiritualist churches actually said every single medium that he knew, had ever met or heard of, always doubted their ability, no matter how good they were, no matter how experienced they were, no matter what an amazing reputation they had and how many amazing demonstrations of mediumship they'd given in the past. Every single one of them, without fail, still doubted whether they would do a good job every time they were ready to do mediumship, to bring through messages from the other side, to use their abilities. Every single one of them doubted whether it would work. And I thought that was so sad. I remember thinking, wow, that is so sad. There's still that doubt there, that anxiety. And again, it's this number 9 energy that can make us doubt what we are actually really good at. It can bring in imposter syndrome when it's out of balance. So do what you can to balance yourself on Friday's energy. So meditate, prayer, ceremony, yoga, spiritual practice, Reiki, healing, whatever it is for you. Remember, healing is a very big part of this because we are looking at our shadow and we are trying to balance the aspects of ourselves where we are trying to take full responsibility for things and make the right choices so that we can live in the truth of our heart. So take some time on Friday, see how it goes for you. Please do let me know how your day is. If you see any of these number combinations showing up, I'd be fascinated to hear. That would be wonderful. So please remember to leave a comment. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, please write 246 in a comment for me. And I will see you all again soon.